Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Pratik and today's SwiftUI tutorial we are diving into code data CRUD operation. So we will create a sample app where we can add, edit, delete student record using code data in SwiftUI. And by end of this video, you will learn like a clear understanding about how to integrate code data into iOS application. So now let's start. So here I have already created UI part. As you can see, this is list, and if user tap on edit, so delete functionality I have created like this, and when tap on add, it will adding to add form. So I have already created UI part, so we'll directly jump into database. So first I create new folder, that is like database for separation purpose. Then after right click on that, and then we need to add new template, that is data model. Okay, so here we have option like from code data we have data model, tap on next. So here we need to enter database name, so I am entering for example database. Okay, and tap on create. So now our database is created. Okay, now we need to add entity. By default it's empty. Okay, so I am tapping here like add entity. Now need to enter entity name. Here student, I provide name as a student, and here we have attribute, so we need to add attribute like id for unique identifier purpose. And then after let's say name should be string type. Okay, so here by default that code gen class type code gen is selected as class definition. So what is that? So when we run our application, at that time Xcode directly created runtime code class, but we need to create custom class, so that we need to select here manually none. And then after here we have option like inside editor, so here we need to create that custom class. So I am selecting already that student is entities is selected. If multiple entities, so that all list available here, but as of now we have only one, so that's why from here we need to select our folder structure and all. So as you can see, our property is selected, our class is created. Okay, so now our class is created. So now we need to first we need to first like class is created, database is created. Now we need to connect our connect this database to with our application. Okay, so for that we need to create one manager, that is let's say database manager. So I am creating one empty file, that is code data manager. So here we like initialize our persistent database. So let's say final uh, class code data manager, that is observable. Okay, now here I am creating one property, that is container. Let's say ns persistent container with name. Now our name should be database. I am copying that. Here we need to create initialization. So inside initialization, let's connect our container class, load persistent. Okay, so here store descriptor, descriptor and error. Okay, so let's for debug purpose we print our database path. URL. absolute, not absolute URL, but absolute string. Yeah, and if error is available in that case, we need to set like fatal error. So here we need to handle error part. So now our database is created. Okay, 1 minute. We need to import code data. Yeah, so database. So we have created database. Okay, also we have for communication purpose we have created code data manager class. Okay, now we need to connect this code data manager inside our app. Okay, so for that I am opening our main app file. Okay, so here let's say we need to create first state object. State object private uh, where store coordinator code data manager. Okay, now now we have created that coordinator class. Okay, now that coordinator class inside we have view context, so that view context pass on our page, so we can access that code database. Okay, so for that I am using environment. We can pass that. For example, here let's say manage object context. So here store coordinator dot container dot view context. Okay, now we can run our application and let's see. Yeah, so it's running building successfully, installing our application. Now launching our application. See, this is the actual part of our database. So I am opening this. So as you can see, application support. Here see database. So if you need to show this database, so for that you need to install external application, so that is db browser. As you can see here, our student data db is created. See, this is the table. So this other table is created by default using code data. It is internally managed by code data, and that prefix also or internally managed by code data itself. So this is two property. See, so now our database is created. Now next part should be how to communicate with that database. So we pass environment variable from app to home view. Now we need to get that variable. Okay, so for that I'm go inside home view. So here we can get like environment manage object content. So we have received this variable from here. Okay, so here this is the list view, that is our home view. Okay, but before list we need to save that record. Okay, so we need to again go inside our add student view. So I am passing this variable from home view to add student view. So I am opening here. Okay, so I have created that variable here also, and from here passing that variable environment dot manage object context, and that is our manage object context. Okay, so here we have I have already created that form. Okay, so form, whatever value we have received from text field, so that value we have received inside this name property. So here we have save button. So I am creating one property student with context. Okay, so here context that is our main manage object context, that is we are passing from a main app to here. Now student have two property. First is id, so I am assigning UUID and student dot name. Name should be our name. Okay, so after that we need to store this variable, save this variable. So using try, then after manage object context should be saved. So we have set our value in we have created one a new student here, and then after we have saved our database. Now let's run our application and see. Now let's say I am entering name, new name, and tap on save button. Now we can check in our local database. I am refreshing student. See, name, new name. Again adding new record. For example, Tommy. See, successfully created two entries, new name and Tommy. Okay, now we have create part is done. Now we can go with list part. Okay, so for list earlier we are setting that data from static variable, so that is student variable. Okay, now I am removing this part, and now we can fetch this data from a database. So for that we need to create fetch request. Fetch request with entity name should be student.entity. I am currently passing default short descriptor here where student. Okay, so now we have received all student list from this variable, so that is student. So now setting that data inside our for each loop. So I am setting this, so by default ID should be ID, so that is ID is uniquely will represent. Here I am creating student. Okay, so now we need to display student name, so student dot name. So I am unwrapping, it's optional, so I am unwrapping that value. Now we run this application. Yeah, see this. If I am adding more value, test 1 2 3, see, test 1 2 3, no, A B C D, see, A B C D. So that value is store, and we retry using fetch request. So that is related to fetch request part. Now we can check delete part. So here we have edit button, so when we press it will look like this, and when user tap here it will showing delete button. So when user tap here we can delete this record. So for delete record, how we can do, so I already created that delete method, as you can see. So that is called from here. Okay, so here we have received offset, so using offset dot for each index. So here we have received index. Now let obj equal to, we have student object, students of index. Okay, now index object, and already we have manage object context, so manage object context dot delete, and after deleting that record we need to save in database. So try and manage object save. So that's it. So that is related to deleted part. Let's run and see the result. See, I am removing this. Now see our database. See, only 3 record. Again I am removing this. See, so now using this way we can delete this record. So that is related to delete data from code database part. Now last pending part is edit. So suppose user tap here like test 123. Okay, so we need and we need to update like test 123 to test. So how we can do? So we can do like when user tap here, so we can populate that name here, and whatever user updated, so that value will, when user tap save, so we will update that value with update that record with our new value. So let's start with that. So for that, first we need to store whatever that user selected value. Okay, so I am creating one private variable, that is edit student. Okay, so by default it should be nil. Now here we have text, so instead of text we can set button. Okay, button with like when user tap when user tap, at that time we can set this edit student to student. Okay, and inside label we can set as it is text. Okay, now when change this variable edit student, at that time we open action sheet. So for that, see, this is now item with bindable. So edit students property should be bindable, so I am setting this, and inside content like student. Now we can pass this student to add student view, and also when user tap on plus button, at that time we can set to nil. So whatever previous value, it will be reset. Okay, now in add student view we can create one student variable. Let's say variable edited student, so that is also optional. Okay, now here if that value we have received, so in that case we can set that value to name variable. So if let student equal to edited student, so in that case name equal to student dot name. Okay, and for save, so here created new student, so instead of new student, if we have received that value, so in that case we can update just name. So student dot name equal to name, in else case as it is. So here saving our context, so that is database save. And instead of add students, if we have received value is not equal to nil, so in that case let's say not equal to nil, so update student. Yeah, so that is, now I am running application and let's see. again. Edit, yeah, 1 minute. So we have not passed this variable, so that's why. So here, as you can see, edited. So here we need to pass that student. See, now I am updating this. Let's say Pratik and see the database. Instead of ABCD, let's save, update another name, Jenny. See, so that is related to update record. That's wrap up. If this helped you, please like and subscribe for more tutorials. Drop me a comment if you found any issue. Thank you.